Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Kubota Farm here on East Vineland, New Jersey. We're playing some Farming Simulator 22. Just hanging out with my pals over here. Yes, okay. I do have I do have a weird fascination with my sheep. I feel like every time I come see them, they're becoming a little more alive to me. Yeah, shouldn't admit that out loud. Anyways, look what's empty. Our bunker silo is emptied. Glad to have that done, actually. But it was fun. It was fun doing it. The little Kubota that can. I didn't record it, but it finished off the silo. I had some little stray pieces here and there of silage that our little Kubota took care of for us, which was super handy because it scoots around inside that bunker a lot easier than the larger wheel loaders do, no doubt. We're getting on to about 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and I was just checking out the contracts. Nothing looks, it's whatever, kind of thing. Let's not worry about that thing. I was, however, looking at our silage totals then, roughly 250,000. And if my math is correct, and if I'm being honest, if series math is correct, if we were to sell for roughly this price, we're looking at about 150,000, between 140 and $150,000 worth of silage that we are going to be selling, which is not too shabby at all. Grass, we've got 16,000 in the barn. We've got almost 250 in silage, and we've got 361,000 in straw. So we've got a ton of straw we can sell too. And I think the straw probably sells, yeah, we'll sell that around silage time as well. We are looking at making some serious bank this winter, which is pretty awesome, all things considered. That grass bale that is sitting over yonder by our barn is in dire need of being picked up and taken care of. So let's go do that right now, and we'll bring that over to the sheep. I just realized my wheel has no force feedback in it, so it's just spinning freely. So this ought to be a little interesting. Not the worst thing in the world, but not the way I like it. And I think I know why, because I had an update to my headset, and it's a long story, but I think I know why. I'll just end up getting that bad boy fixed at some point. But let's get our forks a little straightened out and stab it. Stab it. We could just toss this right back into the bale barn, but I think the sheep... I didn't really get that centered very well, did I? But I think our sheep are gonna be happy to have a little extra food. And we could stand for taking a leisurely stroll over to the sheep pen and get this taken care of here first thing. I think what we're gonna end up doing actually is going ahead and taking a snooze until August. Kind of decided a little late there which route I was going to take over here. But yeah, we could take a little snooze until August, and that will bring us to harvesting. I think it's sorghum over there, isn't it? Am I thinking incorrectly? What happens if I just... Yeah, okay. I thought so. So I can just get rid of the forks. And, yeah, I like that, actually, because you all know that I like that mod that I used to have, where it allows for eliminating the collisions on pallet forks and on bale spikes and stuff. Well, And yeah, that works just as well. I actually like that. Didn't even think about that one. I bet you all thought of that long before I did, didn't you? Probably saying, what took you so long to figure that one out, Brad? Nice. All right, Mr. Man. Some of you might know what movie that's from. Mr. Man. And then before I started recording, I was listening to some Patti Smith. I always thought it was Patti Smythe, but it's the way she spells her name. I guess it is Smith. Featuring Scandal. That'll bring some of you people back quite a few years, if you know exactly who I'm talking about. The singer Patti Smith and the band Scandal. I was listening to some of that a little earlier today. Should we get an early start? Why not? And didn't realize how many songs I kind of like from the old albums that I had from her. She's got some hits, Warrior. Um, that's probably her biggest one, I would assume. Oh, it's a beautiful morning out here in East Vineland. But yeah, so have those songs going around in my brain, so that's always nice. All right, let's scooch back to where am I going? Where am I going? We'll just teleport back to our bale barn for no apparent reason. And we'll run through our... Whoa. Oh, that's right. We have some... Yeah. What is that? That's that... What's that stuff called? It's for a silage additive, right? Oh, Brad. Brad, you got to lose some weight. All right. Oh, yeah. This is ready to harvest, isn't it? Ready to harvest sorghum. Ooh, look at the nitrogen and the pH value, though. Not so good. 88% yield expected. However, after we're done with this field, 125% yield potential. We won't reach that necessarily because I don't roll that way, if you know what I'm saying. Probably won't use a roller on it. So we'll probably be closer to 123% if we get all of our ducks in a row, which isn't too shabby in any way, shape, or form. But let's start harvesting some sorghum. It's been a while since I've done some sorghum. Get out the old Case IH. And let's go ahead and fire up, yep, the GPS mod. And we'll set our course, which is not correct. Oh, where'd our lines go? Oh, they're over there. Okay. And how do I turn them that way? Thank you. And we can scooch our lines over to the right quite a bit, it looks like. Because our field kind of looks like it's going off to the right a little bit. Now, I have my side panel hooked up still from our last recording, but I don't think I remember how my buttons are set. Lights. What would I have set up for? Oh, man. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Nice. Okay. So I do have a button mapped for GPS lock and unlock. And I forgot too, we do have the mod. That looks kind of hokey though, doesn't it? We're just going to keep this straight line. It's going to be a little bit off, but I'm just going to keep this a straight line for us. Looks a little hokey to have that that straw windrow, doesn't it? In amongst all of this stubble. I'm not sure I like that, but you know what? The mod is active, and we're just going to go with it. I think I've got a button set up for, I remember what my button is for lifting the header. I didn't want to lock in there for a second. So yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. I mean, we don't have to pick up these windrows, but it is free straw. It is free money. So it seems kind of a shame. Got a little shader cache building up there. Love that. I had to chuckle today, by the way. I was watching Daggerwin play some Silver Run Forest. I thought I'd catch some action, you know, on that. I haven't seen much of it. So I was watching Daggerwin play. He's starting a series on Silver Run, and I think I'm gonna try and get some gameplay in this weekend on it, and I'll record my gameplay so you all can get a chuckle out of my horrific logging skills, which it looks like Daggerwin also is on the Brad team of logging skills as well. But I had to chuckle though when I was watching him play, because he even mentioned the stuttering and how it was building up the shader cache, and it just, yeah, I've got if you've watched my channel any length of time, you know I've got very strong opinions on the name that shall not be named, and the nonsense that goes with shader cache. But you know, and it's not so much nonsense about shader cache, it's Giant's implementation and the requirements therefore of shader cache in this game. In general, shader crash, that's actually not bad. Slip of the tongue, but it works. In general, shader cache is not a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a negative. It's just how it's implemented, or how this game handles it, is, to me, a bit whack. But yeah, moving on. Just thought it was kind of funny that he brought it up, because he was getting some stutters as he was going around the map, and yeah, we all experience it, except you console players. You console players don't get that, do you? It's probably a different story for you, I would imagine, because I don't normally hear console players talking about how they have to drive around a map to build up shader cache in order for the graphics to smooth out. And it is weird, I'm not going to lie to you, to have a steering wheel without force feedback when you're super used to it. Oh, I'm glad, okay. I just tapped the wrong button and it was a disconnect button. I'm glad the header didn't fall off. It's weird with the steering wheel, because I'm used to some force feedback in it, the centering spring, and it kind of, you know, like a car brings your wheel to the middle. That is not working at the moment for me. I know why it's not working. Oh, I totally forgot about that. So here's something weird. If any of you have experienced this, and if you have a fix for this, I would absolutely love to know what it is. I have yet to figure this one out. I think it's just I don't know that there is a fix, if I'm being honest. So here's what happens. I've got my SciTech panel plugged in, right? If I start the game with the SciTech panel plugged in, I get no force feedback from my steering wheel. If I start the game with the SciTech panel unplugged and then plug the side panel in after the game has started, the wheel works completely fine. I don't get that at all. And I don't think it's I was going to say I don't think it's a Windows thing, because I can have my side panel and my wheel hooked up when I launch American Truck Sim or Euro Truck, and they work completely fine. So that leads me to think it's a farming simulator thing, but it might be a little bit of a combination of how Windows handles both of these USB devices and how Giant's game engine deals with them as well. Man, we look really full, don't we? But it shows we've still got a little bit of room here. I'm actually going to turn off our GPS. We'll hire out. The hired helper immediately turns on the beacon saying, please come empty me. So that's exactly what we're going to do, is run over here, grab the little M6 that can. Little M6. It's growing on me. I like this M6. I don't know why I keep using it, though. We've got an M7 and two M8s not doing anything right now that could handle this trailer load a lot easier, but the M6 said it wants to deal with it, so we're going to let it deal with it. And I probably could get used to, no, I'm coming. Stop. I could probably get used to my wheel this way, not having a centering spring. I suppose if I played with it this way long enough. It's got its advantages, if I'm not lying. It's like, it does have its advantages. It's really smooth, and it's like really easy to turn and operate. You don't have, you know, that force that you have to deal with. So it does kind of make it very very laid back. But I do miss that centering spring. And I could go ahead and probably, this is where it gets to be ugly though, is on when you're driving slower, it gets a little bit more difficult to keep the wheel straight, I find, at least for me. To keep the tractor straight, I should say. Let's see if he'll hang out with me for a second here. Thank you. I love the color of sorghum. I love that color, that rusty orange kind of looking color. Very, very cool. Let me get out of your way before you hit me. For goodness sakes, look at him. No, can't wait. No, can't wait. There's $20,000 worth of damage. Thank you. It's ridiculous, man. You know I'm right there, dude. Unbelievable. No wonder paint jobs are so expensive in this game. Speaking of, let's go ahead and repair our little M6. What's our trailer? Not bad. I know our harvester and our header is repaired because I think I repaired it last time. Last time we finished harvesting, I repaired it. Boy, that looks good though, doesn't it? That light. Just watching that. Yeah, that looks really good. I like that. I may have to... Bear with me for 1 minute. I apologize, but man, I like that for a picture. Let's get that windrow right there. That looks nice. Right? Doesn't that look nice? Yes, definitely. Now you all know what the thumbnail's gonna be. No surprise there. Christmas has come early, so to speak. You know what the thumbnail's gonna look like. This game is beautiful. It really is. What you doing, buddy? Sometimes I watch these hired helpers and I'm like, oh, that's right, you missed. Oh, you didn't run over that sorghum, so you wanted to come back and run over that too. But yeah, this game is gorgeous, and the graphics have come so far. Just to stand, you know, sometimes it's nice just to watch the machinery work fantastic. Sound, everything. He's gonna hit me. Ooh. He didn't hit me. Wow. Where's he going? Yeah, I'm watching you, buddy. Just checking you out. Seeing what you're doing. That bumblebee header looks sweet too, doesn't it? I remember, man, that looks just so good with that background, the kind of the misty morning. I remember when you used to do harvesting and the crops would just disappear in front of the header, like they would just insto disappear kind of thing, and you didn't have like how they're being brushed now and stuff and folding underneath the harvester. None of that. That looks so much better now that they've improved on those graphics as well. It just adds so much realism, so much more realism to the game. To just little details like that where the plants react, you know, to actually being driven over instead of just instantly disappearing into the header and stuff. It just looks so much better. How they just kind of sway in the wind a little bit. I wonder who owns this house. They're probably not so thrilled with us just assuming we can drive all over their lawn and leave our straw windrow on their grass. I wonder if he's gonna... I don't think he'll back up on the street, will he? No. No guts, no glory. He won't back up on the road. That's alright, we'll come back and clean this up. No biggie. He won't even come anywhere near that pole and that sign either. We'll just hop in for the rest of this row. Watch a little inside the cab view. Hope everybody is having an awesome Friday. It is the end of the week, which is fantastic. I can't believe Thanksgiving is almost here already. Crazy how fast I feel like the summer flew by. I feel like it went by even faster because we're starting to see, more and more separation from the insanity that was COVID and things getting back to normal. And yeah. And I think this summer people were definitely out a lot more doing summer activities. You know, you had barbecues and bonfires and vacations and things, and I think people were just soaking it up this summer, just from cabin fever. The one thing that still remains, though, at least where I work, is the work from home option. And I will be curious to see if that ever changes again, or if that's really here to stay for a lot of companies. I have read both ways. I've read that some companies are like, yep, we're just going to leave it the way it is, let people work from home if they so desire. I've read other accounts where companies are still hanging on to the production goes way down. If people work at home, we can't allow that. So, oh, she's got a lot of weight in this trailer. So we're going to force people to come back to work because they don't do anything when they're at home, and I don't know. It's hard to know what to believe and who to believe it from and stuff, but I know where I work, there are still, the majority of people are working from home. Why am I driving over here? Oh, because I had the bale barn. I had the bale barn in mind, that's why. Well, we're not going to drop you off at the bale barn. We're taking you over to the silo. For me, I don't have that luxury. My job pretty much means I need to be on site. And that means I was on site all during COVID. I was one of the lucky people that never got it. And I was in high risk. I was a high risk employee the whole time. And I parked too close to that. Oh, good, I'm glad. Okay, I thought I was going to catch on that pipe. Never got it. Never got a hint of it. Found out that I was around people with it. Never got it. And I'm not a beacon of health. I don't have any particular outstanding, I don't have diabetes. I don't have anything like that. I certainly don't exercise every day and everything, but I did take precautions. I did use a lot. Oh man, I went through a lot of hand sanitizer. Just because I was constantly touching other people's keyboards and mice. They're disgusting regardless of what's going on in the world. COVID or not, keyboards and mice are like petri dishes of hell. And so I was used to already sanitizing on the regular because of that. But that's a nice clump of straw right there, isn't it? But never caught it. Fortunate enough to never have caught it. So I feel very blessed about that. I had a friend that caught it and ended up being hospitalized for 10 days. Said it was by far the worst illness he had ever gotten in his life. Very scary situation, for sure. He lost quite a bit of weight. I don't think I had any relatives die from it. I don't think I had any friends. I don't think I knew anybody personally that died from it. So I'm very blessed and thankful for that as well. Don't quite know why I've gotten on that topic. Oh, because of how fast the summer went. Yeah. That's why. But the summer has flown by, and it's good to see people out and about, and vacations, and people being able to enjoy each other's company once again. I'll tell you one thing. This is so selfish, but one thing I loved about the COVID, what would you say, the 2-year COVID deal, traffic. Oh my goodness. Traffic was so nice. It was, at first it was eerie. For a short while at the beginning of COVID, I worked retail because I had taken a break from IT and I was working retail. Don't ask me why. It was horrific, but I was. And that's one high risk job, super high risk job. Dealing with money and everything else that goes along with it. But traffic to and from work was bliss, but it was eerie. It was like nobody on the roads. It was just weird. And I have a friend at work that is from Germany, and he was telling me he was in Germany during much of the COVID breakout. And wow, yeah, major, what do they call that? They had curfews. So they had a mandatory curfew. They didn't want people gathering, at night and stuff like that. They could be stopped at any time, anywhere by police with roadblocks to challenge where you were going. If you could not prove that you were going to a job that was deemed necessary, like first responders, nurse, doctors, that kind of stuff, you would be fined heavily. They had to have no cause or reason to stop you. They could stop you just for stopping you if they saw you on the road. If you were caught after curfew, major fine. Um, yeah, definitely handled slightly different in some ways, no doubt. $121 for repairs on our case, 32 on the header, 17,000 repaint. Sorry. $125,000 repaint on the on the combine. So 125 on the combine and 17 for the header. Let me sorry, I got to stop laughing in order to count. I can't do math and laugh at the same time. 125 and 17, 135, so 142, right? Roughly. $142,000 we would have to spend almost everything we have to repaint the combine and the header. It's just so ridiculous, but sorry, it's just so ridiculous. It's comical, it's that ridiculous, but hey, whatever. You don't have to do it, so if you choose not to do it, don't do it. If you choose to, hey, if you choose to spend that kind of money, I guess if we were multi-millionaires, I would probably do it because it's funny to spend the money on. But yeah, we are not multi-millionaires yet on this map. So awesome. So we have washed and we've repaired and sealed up our combine because we are done with our last field that we need to harvest this season, unless we end up buying a field for some reason that is ready to harvest. We may end up doing a couple harvesting contracts yet before we say goodbye to August. We'll have to take a look at our contracts. We can um, certainly can bail up this straw and get it collected. Still considering just grabbing, getting a hold of a forage wagon. I just, it just seems like that would just be an easy way to go, to grab a forage wagon and be done with it. Now this right here with this kind of stubble that sorghum leaves, it's more than really stubble, isn't it? Well, I guess it is stubble, but it's high stubble. Really should be mulching that, and I think that's what we're gonna do, even if we have to lease or buy a mulcher. I would like to mulch this field and just see if it will add any fertilizer value. Well, that was cute. Little dump there. So what we end up for our totals on our sorghum? 27,150. Again, winter sales 1563 is the high on that. So that's, yeah, boy, that's quite a ways away. So we will definitely wait on that. We have barley to sell. We have wheat to sell. Actually, you know what? That sorghum, that should go to the pig, shouldn't it? Cannot forget about our pigs. And we should buy more pigs, but I just don't think they're as valuable to worry about, but we probably should buy more. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pigs. Yeah, we could consider buying some more piggies. Oh, are you alive? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, this one's pooping again over here. That's great. That's like, yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. Um, it holds 350. And so really for the pigs, we just wait for them to mature and then off they go for bacon. Um, as far as reproduction goes, do we have any of them at the reproduction stage yet? No, we don't. Okay. Well, we can wait a bit on the pigs, I guess. Maybe once these start getting into the reproduction stage, we'll pick up some more to replace them. I think that's when you sell pigs, right? Isn't that the supposed to be the time to sell them is when they're past puberty into reproduction? I think so. Straw's fine. Food is actually pretty good, but we can save that sorghum if we want to, and some of our other stuff to feed the pigs, so they don't really cost that much to feed. We do have some manure building up here as well that we can use for fertilizer. I think you get a little bit of a bonus with precision farming if you use manure and slurry, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a quick peek just before we leave here for this episode. Let's take a quick peek at the mulchers, because I am really interested in mulching this field and seeing if it adds to our nitrogen level, right? So, and mulchers, not bad on price. It's just going to be horsepower. So 130 horsepower, 5.6 meters, 5.8 meters, 150. Oh, shoot, we could pretty much handle any of these, can't we? We could grab that 6 meter right there. That would look nice on the back of a Kubota. Heck yeah, it would. Shoot, yeah. I've used that before. I don't think I've used this one before, though. I like that. Not as convenient for traveling down the road. Or does it fold? It looks like it might fold because it's got hydraulics here, but... Oh yeah, it does fold, right? Am I looking at that wrong? Let's do this. Let's just do this. We need a mulcher. Where am I? There we go. Let's turn around. I'll turn around, man. This grass is getting high. We could always mow this too, but I like mowing our bigger field over there. We set a little delivery point. Da-da-da. And da-da-da. How much was that? 25.5? 5.8 is 22. 21 for 5.6. That's pretty handy going down the road with, isn't it? We could lease one for very little and just to try it out. Boy, my finger actually my finger actually slipped a little bit on that. I wasn't quite so ready to lease that, but it's done now. It's done now. Let's grab, what should we use? I mean, we can use our dually. Why not? It's here, right? Let's take a quick peek at the maintenance on our dually. Oh yeah, very good. Let's grab this bad boy and pick up our mulcher here real quick. And just give it a strip on the field, see how it... Oh, shoot, you know what? Yeah, that's right. We need to pick up grass, but that's okay. We'll mulch a spot that doesn't have straw. So does this fold? Yeah, it does fold. Okay. I thought it might. Very nice. All right. Can you mulch the straw into the field too? Let's just take a quick whack at this thing and just see how she looks and sounds. I like this stuff. Oh, lifting up the back end a little bit. Got a little weight there on the Kubota. Oh yeah, look at that. Grinding away up in there. All right. Oh yeah. Taking care of the grass while we're at it too. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's satisfying. What's it do to our straw? To our windrow. It wipes out the windrow too, doesn't it? Man, that's got some weight to it. Yeah. Cut that windrow right off, mulched it right into the ground. So if we go to our map, our precision farming map, and we look at nitrogen, boy, I'm not seeing that it has done anything for nitrogen values at all, right? I could have swore that nitrogen is fertilizer, right? Yeah. I could have swore that driver 53 showed it. I'm going to have to check that out again. Maybe his findings were different for some reason, but it does not look like it is adding. I'm not in the right. There we go. It doesn't look like it's adding any nitrogen value to our field. Unless I'm looking at that wrong, we should have a strip here that's at the very least a little lighter red. Maybe this field is in such need of nitrogen, it's just not adding enough to make a difference. So if we look at our nitrogen level here, it just says 0. Yeah, it's not showing any change in nitrogen. Honestly, I really did think it was supposed to add. So what's the benefit of doing this? Huh. What's the benefit of doing the mulching if you're not going to have any added value from it? Why not just come in here with a, you know, our shallow tillage tool, or you know, getting a planter that's, you know, maybe a direct seed or a direct drill, and go to town. It doesn't seem like this has any extra value to it. Interesting. Let me know in the comments. I mean, if any of you have messed around with that, because I honestly thought you were supposed to get a bump in fertilizer by mulching. Maybe we'll grab a cultivator and bring it over, but that doesn't make any sense either. All right. Well, we'll figure it out one way or the other. That's a nice. It just looks so nice here in the morning. I love mornings here on East Vineland. I think it just looks so nice. You can almost feel, it's August, so it's probably not a cool morning, but you can almost just look around and you can kind of just feel that misty morning kind of feel to it, you know? Love it. Absolutely love it. Hey, everyone. Thank you again, really, for joining me again here on East Vineland. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Leave a like if you would, if you liked the video. Subscribe if you'd like as well. Totally up to you. No pressure. Also, um, this weekend, I will probably be doing, like I said, some Silver Run Forest gameplay. I'm going to try and get some of that gameplay in, and I will record what I do, and I'll post it up on the channel. My guess is it'll be Sunday when I'll throw a video up on Silver Run. So if you're interested in watching me make a fool out of myself doing logging, yeah, you know where to come. Also, there was something else I wanted to mention, but now I completely forgot. So I guess I'll leave it at that. But thanks everyone again. You all take care of yourselves. Make sure and take care of each other. God bless, and I will see you again real soon.